Before you sell in Quebec, there's one law you can't afford to ignore. In this video, I'll explain how Bill 96 impacts your packaging and why missing it could cost you shelf space, sales, or even your reputation. Hi, I'm Andrew Parshad from Quality Smart Solutions. I've helped businesses across North America navigate Health Canada and global labeling rules for over 20 years. And lately, one of the biggest questions we're hearing is this. We want to sell in Quebec. What needs to change on our packaging? So, if you're planning to enter the Quebec market, or even if you're already there and haven't updated your packaging yet, this video is for you. Bill 96 is Quebec's new French language law passed in June 2022, and it strengthens existing requirements for how French must appear on products, packaging, documentation, and signage. While the law has rolled out in phases, the labeling requirements officially came into effect on June 1st, 2025. So if you're preparing to sell in Quebec, or if your products are already there, these updates apply to you right now. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter where your business is located. If your product is available to Quebec consumers, you must meet these requirements. So what does Bill 96 actually require? Well, let's start with the basics. First, French needs to be clearly visible on all your product packaging, not just present, prominent. That means French has to come before any other language. The font sizes has to be equal or larger, and it needs to be just as easy to find as the English. If someone has to hunt for the French, it's not compliant. Next, let's talk about trademarks. You're still allowed to use your English trademark, even if it's unregistered. That hasn't changed. But here's the catch. If your trademark includes generic or descriptive terms, things like mint, organic, moisturizing, or toothpaste, then these words must also appear in French. Even if they're part of your logo or stylized design, they need to be translated somewhere on the packaging. And here's another key detail. That translation has to be permanently attached to the product, so no removable stickers or temporary labels. It has to last. And finally, this goes beyond the label. Instruction manuals, warranty cards, brochures, digital guides, it's all included with your product or accessible to Quebec customers. It has to follow the same French language rules. That applies to PDFs on your website, downloads inside the product box, and anything your customer receives. So it's not just the packaging that matters, it's the entire customer experience, really. There is a limited grace period, but it only applies to products manufactured before June 1st, 2025. Those can still be sold in Quebec until June 2027 if they meet the right conditions. But anything produced after June 1st, no exceptions. It must be compliant now. And one more thing, public signage has no grace period. So yes, there's a buffer for some products, but it's narrow and shrinking by the day. So who actually needs to follow these rules? In short, anyone selling or distributing products in Quebec. If your products are available to Quebec consumers either in store or online, this applies to you. That includes manufacturers, importers, distributors, and yes, even retailers, because if you're selling non-compliant goods, you can still be held responsible. So even if you're not directly designing the label, you still need to make sure what's on your shelf or your site follows the rules. Well, let's talk about what happens if your packaging or materials are not up to date. First, fines. These can range from a few thousand to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the nature and frequency of the violation. Repeat offenses get expensive fast. Second, product recalls. If your packaging doesn't comply, your products might have to be pulled from store shelves in Quebec. That's not just lost sales, it's delays, relabeling costs, broken supply chains, and of course, unhappy retailers. Third, reputational damage. Quebec consumers care about French visibility. If your brand is seen as ignoring that, you risk complaints, negative media, or backlash on social platforms. And don't forget, you need to use Quebec French, not European French. That means use local vocabulary and phrasing that sounds natural to Quebec consumers. This is more than just compliance. This is about showing respect for the market you're selling into. So, what's your next move? Start with an audit. Go through your product packaging, instruction manuals, warranty cards, digital brochures, anything a customer might see. Is the French there? Is it clear? Is it prominent? Next, take a hard look at your trademarks. If any part of your brand name describes the product like flavor, function, or ingredient, you'll likely need a French version printed directly on the product or a permanent label. Then review all your public signage. French must be clearly dominant, which means larger, more visible, or shown longer if it's digital. Also, check your online materials. If Quebec customers can access a PDF manual or product info, that content must follow the same rules. Finally, bring your internal team together. Your legal, marketing, and design teams all need to be aligned on what's required and what's at risk if you miss something. If you're not sure whether your packaging is compliant or if you're unsure how to apply these new rules to your labels, manuals, or signage, no worries, we're here to help. At Quality Smart Solutions, we work with companies across Canada and internationally to navigate language laws, regulatory compliance, and packaging updates that meet provincial and federal requirements. Whether you're launching in Quebec for the first time or need to update existing materials, our team can guide you through the process and help you avoid costly mistakes. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. We're here to support your next step. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.